than before through those open doors where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you what the place where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, even on your cell phone, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, and you can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day here in Hampton Roads.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live, we are back. We had some technical difficulties on Friday, but we are here. Welcome. You all should be up and popping. I tell you what, let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go to Cristo Records 1, that's on YouTube, CRISTO, and FYI Radio Show, host Yolanda Hinton. That's on YouTube. Make sure you all comment, give us the numbers, follow us, subscribe, and we promise to shout you out.
You promise?
Do it right now.
You promise?
Right now.
You shout them out?
Woo!
Shout out.
Every time. Mr. E, the weekend has just gone by. How was yours?
Well, we want to say again before we go on any further, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and those who mothers are not here. I tell you what, there's 2 times a year that the stores are packed. The restaurants are packed. That's Mother's Day. That's Valentine's Day. That the stores on every street corner is filled to the gid. They don't happen on Father's Day.
I went to church yesterday and the pastor said the same thing. He said, you don't do it for the men. He said, but women, all the restaurants, he said, I'm going to let you go early so you all can get in there. You got reservations at every restaurant in Hampton Roads.
That's right. He told y'all right. My hat's off.
That, Mr. E.
Well, Miss Hinton is just like this because everybody loves their mother.
Yes, they do.
I always love my mama. You know, everybody loves their mama. So what they gonna do? They gonna celebrate. They gonna celebrate.
Absolutely.
Take mama. They pull out all the stops.
And they do.
They pull out all the stops. Even the ones ain't got no money, they find some money.
I had a wonderful Mother's Day. I want to thank my children for just blessing me and just being there and going to church with me. And it was just so marvelous.
That's right. That's right. And listen, and I want to say happy belated Mother's Day and hope that you had a BALL.
And
a
we
ball.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. E, that was the weekend. Anything else happened?
Well, that was the weekend, and that was we had beautiful weather also.
Absolutely. Well, we can expect some great weather on today. The temperature, though, in Hampton Roads is going to keep climbing. We're going to have a little rain probably on tomorrow, but I tell you what, it's spring. Mr.
Spring
E.
is in the air. I feel music everywhere.
And I got flowers everywhere. Oh, I love it. I love this time of the year. It's new birth. Everything is springing up new and coming back up bigger. It's just beautiful.
I know that's right. I had to go out and get me some weed and feed and get some of them bumblebee flowers out of my grass.
I got
that
weeds,
bumblebee flower,
wow.
them bumblebee flowers, that comes from weeds.
They make the yard ugly. Yeah, get rid of them, Mr. E.
And the bumblebees hanging around. So when the children out there playing in the yard, guess what? A bumblebee will sting them.
They could.
I should leave them out there though.
Oh, that's cold. Mr. E, this is FYI's Monday Sports Talk. Oh my goodness, the playoff. This is really getting interesting. I want to talk about yesterday so bad, but we're going to go first, Mr. E, to last week when I know you looked at quite a few games. So let's go ahead and get started. And honey, when it comes to Sunday, I really want to tell you my opinion.
Well, let's look at Friday games. Let's start with Friday, May the 10th game. What a barn burner. Them BBs got me. Them barn burner. What a barn burner that it was. The Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. What a ball game that was on Friday evening. The stats. There was a 2-1 in that tournament. On Friday, the New York Knicks had the Indiana Pacers 2-1 in the series. So the Indiana Pacers came back and beat it. That made it 2-1. The score was 111-106. And then the Denver Nuggets came back and they just demolished the Timberwolves. 117-90.
Whoa.
That was on Friday.
117-90.
That's right. That's 117-90. And the series in that game at that time was 2-1 also. But now, Miss Hinton, Saturday came around, and when Saturday came around, the Thunders and the Mavericks began to play, and the Celtics and the Cavaliers played. Now, remember the session, this series in that conference was 2-1.
Yes.
So in this conference, the series kicked off, and this series was 2-1 just as well. So what happened was the Mavericks came back, and the Dallas had them beat them boys.
Yes.
So Dallas beat them 105-101, and then the Cavaliers came back and they lost.
Oh wow!
They lost to Boston 106-93. Now,
tell me about the energy, though, of these games. I didn't get a chance to see these particular ones. How was it really exciting? And,
when I looked at the energy of these games, Miss Hinton, I saw basketball at its finest.
Very good.
I saw the big men out there playing basket. I mean, it was balling like crazy. And the referees just let them bump and grind. Just let them go at it. Just let them push each other, shove each other, and didn't call that every you hit me, because I think what the referee was doing is trying to get rid of that baby talk and let's play some basketball. Ooh. Because if you're playing sandlot basketball or street basketball, you can be knocking heads down. I looked at the Joker yesterday, and I never seen the Joker, a basketball player with so many bruises all on his arm. I said, look out at these cats as they was playing real basketball.
I want to shout out our friend, Mr. Tony Brothers. He was this weekend. I saw the turn, then I saw his head. I was like, there he is. Oh, we had him as our special guest. He's a referee for the NBA, and Wow.
And he's the owner of Brothers
That's right here in Hampton Roads.
in downtown Norfolk.
Absolutely.
You know, Miss Hinton, then we begin to look at Sunday game. Did you get an opportunity to look at Sunday game?
You know I did.
Tell us what you thought about the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers.
First of all, what kind of game was that? Mr. E, you're talking about basketball at its finest. What happened to the Knicks?
The Knicks.
That's the question. And why did they drag through this game? I mean, so far behind, it was like amateur hour.
You know,
I'm just shocked.
The Knicks couldn't get it together
because my boy Bronson was sitting there like he was somewhere on the beach somewhere. He just didn't have time.
Well, you know, a lot of people begin to look at the basketball games in the series. They said it's crookedness in them because they wanted to, you know, they stretch it out to make the money to, you know, to give the fans what they want. Some people
now
think
stop
that.
Right there. Now, Mr. E, that you would think that when you see these great players playing as though they don't know what they are doing. They were about, 20, 30 points behind.
That's right.
And you wonder, are you all losing this on purpose?
And to see them try to regain and to come
Too
back.
Late for that.
You know,
never did.
When I look at Dallas, when I look at OKC, when I look at these players playing these and they running up and down the court, and yes, they play every night. They playing constantly, ball game day in and day out, and they're running. They have to have enough stamina to push along, you know. But when I see them and I said, okay, fine, somebody gonna renege and sit back and get a break, a breath of fresh air, and they ain't gonna play as hard. The Bronson came out there the other day. He done got his ankle hurt, his back hurt, his leg hurt, and then after when he went into halftime, they fixed him up. They patched him up. He came back being a superstar.
They were tired and through. I'm just gonna say it was like, listen, you all can't be that tired that you won't let somebody and the Pacers, they were so, and they enjoyed it so
they was
much. They was jumping up in the air, doing twirls and ballet. I mean, they was just like looking and like mocking the Knicks. And it was just unbelievable.
Could you ever imagine big men like that running up and down that basketball court like ponies, like horses? I mean, I never seen so many long-legged men that was on and them young. They're young too. They're young 22-year-old cats. I mean, 21-year-old guys out there. I think the oldest player that playing for the Pacers is about 25.
Young boys.
But other than that, Carlisle, them boys, that's the coach. He's got a bunch of horses out there.
Well, Mr. Give me this season so far, the Pacers.
You know, when you look at the Pacers did a wonderful job this season. The Indiana Pacers, their season was, I mean, right on point. You know, I said to myself, these Pacers.
Well, were you surprised? I want to know that first of all.
Was I surprised?
Surprised that the Knicks did, you know, they didn't even.
No, I wasn't surprised.
They didn't even come to the game.
I wasn't surprised.
Really, why?
And the reason why, because you know, every now and then you get. I was surprised that they lost that many by 121 to 89.
Absolutely,
I was surprised behind that. You know, when you look at the Indianapolis standards, you find that the Pacers, they won 47 games out of 35 games. They was number 6.
How many games out of how many?
They lost 35.
Okay, out
of 81 games.
Okay.
82 games. You know, and they did a wonderful job. I'm proud of them.
All right.
You know, because they knew folks come up there. And I forgot the name of the cat that used to play for them. He's there as commentating yesterday. So when I saw him commentator, I said, yeah, look at him. This is old school game. And, you know, they show some highlights of him playing that ball.
What about the Knicks now? Give me what they've been doing all season.
Now, when you look at the Knicks, when you look at the New York Knicks, and you said to yourself, is it really true about them and how they got to where they are? Well, they did a wonderful game. Out of 82 games, they won 50 games.
See?
They came in second place.
That's what I'm saying. What happened?
They came in second place and they lost 32 games.
Okay.
You know, and when they lost them 32 games, that moved them to second place, but they won 50 games.
Well, I tell
So
you
they are professional. They're good
they're
ball
good.
players.
That's what I know. But I was wondering about yesterday. What went on?
Well, what went on yesterday game, Sunday game, Miss Hinton, when they got to playing that ball, all them boys got out there and started playing, and you saw for a fact that the catch from New York, Bert, he didn't hit but 20 points.
Mm-hmm. What about Brunson? He didn't do that much.
Bronson, they didn't got him up there on the.
I think by time halftime he had 15 points. He hit 15.
And he normally hit 40 points.
Ooh,
he
scary.
Normally hit 40 points per game, and he didn't even make the highlights.
It was sad. It was sad to look at.
He did not make the highlights. And if anybody want to call in and talk about sports talk with us and talk about your favorite team and your prediction of who's going to win this playoff, pick up the phone now and give us a call at 757-624-9475. What do you think about the game? What do you think about this New York Knicks against the Indiana Pacers and the Denver Nuggets against the Timberwolves? Well, let's look at last night's game with the Timberwolves.
Okay.
Now, when you look at the Timberwolves, that fella by the Joker and they call him Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man for the Timberwolves. He hit a total of 44 points. Ooh. And then after the game, the Joker hit a total of 35 points. Whoa. And so after the game, Ant-Man, who lost 107-115, he got to talk a little smack.
And what did he say?
He was saying to them, I like this. Bring it on. I like this. Bring it on. So now they're taking these last game, this next game that they're playing, they're going to Denver with it.
Right,
and so now Timberwolves has to go down to Denver and play them Nuggets down there. Well, guess what's going to happen? And my prediction, I predict now on your bottom page of your scrap sheet, there's some predictions up there.
All right.
You see that at the bottom page, or let's see, the next to the bottom page, the tournament page.
All
when
right.
you look at the playoff page, there's some folks that you got to look at. And our lines are available, 757-624-9475. And here's the picks for this playoff game. Mm-hmm. Do you think, Vicente, for 1 second, that OKC going to beat the Dallas Mavericks? Mm-hmm. Do you think that the Timberwolves going to beat the Nuggets? Do you think that Boston Celtics going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in this series? Do you think that Indiana Pacers going to beat the New York Knicks? Let's get your prediction, and let somebody give us a call at 757-624-9475. I got the pen in my hand. I already got my prediction, and I'm going to pass mine on to you. Okay. And I'm going to get your prediction.
I don't have my prediction yet, but I tell you what, I'm going to take a chance on the Pacers
so I can write it
and
down.
the Knicks. I'm going to say that the Knicks are going to redeem themselves. They can't go out like that.
So
I'm going to say Knicks. I'm going to go down to the bottom right there.
Okay, you go to the Knicks.
I'm going to say the Knicks are going to win against.
Okay. Indiana Pacers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to say that.
Boston against Cleveland.
I'm going to say Cleveland. No, women, yeah. Let's see, Boston's Celtics. I'm going to say the Celtics.
Okay.
Let's do the Celtics. Let's do the Nuggets.
Okay. Let's out of both of those games, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, who's gonna beat that Eastern Conference?
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-inch pole. I'm not gonna touch that one, Mr. E.
757-624-9475. Give us a call and let us know what you think. There's a lot of folks normally here listening to it.
Well, let's go.
And one of our favorite listeners that I want to hear is this fellow by the name of JC. Justin. He always want to say about my sports talk. So Justin, if you out there listening, give us your prediction. The Thunders and the Dallas Mavericks. Who you think?
Well, Mr. E, you got your. Let's see what your prediction.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if Jason.
Cut it.
Cut it,
I mean, Justin.
Justin is going to call us.
Yeah, 757-624-9475.
Okay, so you have. I see you have OKC and Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you read this because I'm.
Okay, so here's the thing.
All right, let's give
the Thunders, OKC Thunders, and the Dallas Mavericks. Who you think gonna win?
Listen, you already got mine now.
All right, let's go. That's only one side. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Okay, who am I speaking to?
This is Brother Rodney here.
Hey, Brother Rodney, how are you, sir?
All right. I'm listening to y'all talking here.
All right, you got to help us out.
So Boston Celtics going to win that series.
Oh, go ahead on. Okay.
Okay. But let me say this first. My team is out, so my team's been out.
Who's your team?
Spurs.
Okay, the Spurs.
You've been out a long time ago. You should have. If I was you, I would have never picked up the telephone and called.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, you going down the drain again.
Not so. Never that.
You going down the drain.
Well, go ahead. All right, we need some more predictions.
Okay.
Whoever wins between Denver and the Timberwolves,
okay,
they're gonna win the championship.
Who Denver? You said the Denver and the Timberwolves.
Whoever win that series.
Oh, I know whoever win that series. And now, what I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying. Okay. There's the Thunders and the Mavericks. Who's going to win?
That's a hard one.
Okay.
But I'm going with the Thunder.
Okay. See, that's a good one.
They had the best record. They got to have something to say.
So I'm gonna let you help Miss Hinton out. Now, then there's the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets.
I'm going with the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I'm going with Big Cat and the Ant-Man.
Okay, you're going with Ant-Man. Now, so out of all those the four that we just talked about, you got OKC against the Timberwolves. Now, who's going to win between that?
Between OKC and Dallas.
And no, you said you're going with the Timberwolves.
I'm going to Timberwolves. They playing Denver right now.
Yeah, they playing Denver. Let's go to OKC. So you at the final of the Western Conference, it'll be the OKC. You said OKC for the Western Conference, and you also said the Timberwolves. Out of those two in the Western Conference, who's going to win?
The Timberwolves.
So you going with the Timberwolves for the final?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And for the Eastern Conference, you said Boston Celtics, Miss Sentence. So you telling me it's going to be the Boston Celtics against the Timberwolves?
Yep.
And who's going to win the final?
Timberwolves.
Oh.
Don't you get lost when the end comes, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. 624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. You can jump in right now. Give us your prediction. Tell us what you think gonna happen. And we're thankful for our caller to call in, making all the wrong choices and giving us all the wrong football
no, you
team.
didn't.
And he's gonna give us all the wrong football team.
All right, Mr. E, what's yours? You
now, when you look at it, I got this. I got OKC against Denver. And then I got the Boston Celtics against the Pacers. Okay. So I'm picking the Pacers against Boston.
Okay, I figured you would.
So at the final, it'd be OKC and the Pacers. Ooh. And at the end of the whole thing, it's going to be OKC.
Ooh.
And the reason why I say that these are young teams. These teams has not been in the hot headlights of the deer. See, the rest of them been out there. The Celtics been there. The Nuggets been there. You know, the Timberwolves haven't been there yet. Dallas been there. Cleveland been there with the LeBron James. And, you know, New York, they tried to get there, you know. So they've been there. So what I'm looking at the final, Mr. E prediction is OKC gonna beat the Indiana Pacers.
Ooh, well, we shall see.
That's right.
All right.
Tea time.
Mr. E, I wanted to mention something about the WNBA, which is up and popping. Don't you know? I told you, Mr. E, that those drafts are bringing the boys to the yard.
Well,
the numbers are going up. The tickets are selling like crazy. Angela Reese and your girl Caitlin are bringing folk in that have never really experienced basketball like that. Everything is happening for those ladies. The WNBA is going forth. Before you know it, we're going to be looking at more WNBA than the NBA.
Well, that's okay. And listen,
which is all right.
They playing that basketball. They're playing, which is they're playing basketball.
Did you ever think it would come to this? At one time it was, WNBA is popular, but you couldn't get the numbers like the guys. Now, I mean, the fans are out there. It's selling out. Everybody wants to see these ladies play, they are bringing fire and energy to the WNBA.
And that'll make a man make the men to step up their game, because Caitlin is, Angela Reese, Big Red, all of them, they're stepping up. They playing basketball.
And we're going to give some highlights from the WNBA. Just be a little patient.
That's right.
We'll definitely be on it, and we're going to talk about it and talk about who's there, who's been drafted in, and who's playing ball. I want to say good morning to my friend, Miss Sheila Robbins. How are you, love? Let's see anybody over there on Instagram. If you are, make sure you say something in the chat so we can shout you out. In the meantime, Miss D, I wanted us to talk a few seconds, a few minute maybe, about the Netflix special, Tom Brady being roasted. What did you think about that?
Well, Miss Hinton, he took it like a true fighter.
I mean, a true champion. He's a champion and a goat, a beast, and everything. But my goodness,
he took the roasting, he took the ribbon, he took all of that because they said, Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
Yes.
Well, Miss Hinton, do you know how much money he made for that?
They said $25 million. Allegedly.
I want to change. I want to change that.
What is
the GOAT made $30 million.
Oh my goodness.
He made $30 million.
Sitting there getting roasted.
Sitting there, let folk talk about it.
And they talked about him bad.
Oh, God.
You can, look, people can say what they want. They tore him up.
And when he left out of there, I had the impression that because they roasted him so bad that he was a part of he wasn't a man anymore.
Oh my goodness.
They talked about him, and he had his wife there, his ex-wife there, and his fiance, new girlfriend, and he had them there, and they just really put the GOAT through the mill.
So how did you like Kevin Hart hosting it? I thought he was comical, and he was no holds bar too. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, Kevin is saying anything.
And didn't mind saying that. He kept telling him, shut up, but Kevin threw some jokes. That everyone that came up there, they threw some jokes. And one of the wide receivers that played along with him the first time in New England, he asked a question to Tom Brady. He said, listen, everybody after him got rings. Mm-hmm. He said, why the only African-American wide receiver?
One. Not one. No, not one.
Not one. 624-9475. We have about 2 minutes before we take a break. And if you, before we get ready to leave you all, and if you want to talk about that football game, give us a call.
I'll tell you what, before we do that, Miss D, what's coming up next? What can we expect?
Well, for the basketball game?
Yes.
Well, the game starts tonight, Miss Hinton, and you can rest assured that there is basketball tonight. The NBA playing tonight, and y'all don't want to miss what's going on in the playoff on tonight. I'm gonna be right there. I'm glued. I normally I look at football like this, but tonight Boston Celtics plays against the Cleveland Cavaliers at 7:00. And then OKC.
All right, that's your team.
We'll be playing against the Dallas Maverick at 9:30.
What's your prediction?
My prediction is the Boston Celtics going to run the Cavaliers out of the house.
Okay.
And OKC gonna run Mavericks out tonight?
Well, we shall see. I tell you what, it's gonna be really interesting. We're almost down to the wire, y'all.
Almost.
And look, you all need to get your in the chat your predictions and tell us who you think is going to win up at the top.
That's right. We must get that prediction in.
Anyway, come on over here just a minute too, and we're going to just give you some upcoming shows. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.
Miss Yolanda, the Ladies Hinton, new single, Make It All Right. For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor, email us at FYIRadioshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Bye
All right, Mr. E. It's been very exciting. The energy in the NBA has been off the chain. You know, we have been glued. We've been looking. I know you've been looking at everything.
Miss Hinton.
And tell me why. Okay, now you just mentioned you're a football fan. You got your team, the Cowboys, but you've been over here at the NBA glued. Why?
You know, Miss Hinton, as I begin to look at the NBA, I like sports. Mm-hmm. For one, I love sports. And when I told you a while ago that when it get down to the wire like it is now, the competitiveness comes out.
Absolutely.
The experience comes out. The basic fundamental of basketball comes out. You see folks running the floor. You see big men playing where they want to play. Now, here's what they did last night with the Joker. When the Joker began to play against the Dallas, when the Joker began to play against the Dallas, I found out this against the Timberwolves. They tried to put every big man on the Joker.
Whoa.
Did you see that last night?
Is that what was going on?
They changed the structure of basketball. Let me show you what they normally would do. Normally you would see big men out there on the 3-point line and shooting. But Denver, Joker and them had so many people underneath the bucket getting that rebound, because the 3-pointers wasn't working for them. So what they decided to do, because if you noticed in there, they started charging the basket, coming to the bucket. When you come to the bucket and the bucket is wide open, they can make more scores. And they begin to bang. I mean, so they said, y'all are not coming in this bucket making those easy shots like Ant-Man was doing. Ant-Man was coming into that bucket and he was taking over 44 points. The Ant-Man, he shot and he laid up. He came in the bucket, but that Denver, the Joker and them, Dallas and them had to put a stop to the Ant-Man.
Well, Mr. E, who was that? Murray, or who was that
Maury,
Maury that made that shot?
Half-court shot.
That was off of the hook.
Listen, let me tell you, Maury is playing some great basketball.
Ooh.
Oh my God, it ain't over. This is one of the barn burners where they said it ain't over until the fat lady sings.
It is too good, and we are definitely enjoying that. I hope you all are getting into it. Look, if you haven't, come on. Look, at the end, it's almost over, but you can still get in and really enjoy these games. And you can also go over to the WNBA, because those ladies over there are
just kicking their season off. Yeah.
And they are definitely bringing the boys to the yard. The fans are there. They're selling out tickets. People want to see those new draft picks playing that b-ball.
That's right.
And this is something new. This is something that, it's just a shift. And then they said that the social media what these girls are going off the roof, talking about the views and millions. You know, when I posted about Angela and them and Caitlin, my numbers went saucy. I mean, if they didn't soar up because people want to see them.
That's right. And they seeing what they say they were seeing while they was in college. While Caitlin was in Iowa, she was lighting up the backboard. Yes. And now she done went to Chicago. Is it Chicago she's at?
Yes.
No, Angela. I think Angela's at Chicago. She's
Reese.
At Chicago, and Caitlin went to another team, Indiana. Yeah, she went to Indiana. And so when Caitlin went to Indiana, the numbers begin to soar. I mean, Caitlin and Angela, Big Red. Now, two of them that are on the same team. That's Angela and Big Red, who played against each other in college. Yes. Now, here's what something else has turned around. I've never seen Angela Reese on Facebook modeling and styling.
She was at the Met Gala
and profile.
Absolutely. So, you know, these girls are being endorsed. These girls are making paper. They are getting popular. You're seeing them everywhere. And the specials that are coming out of, you know, their pick and everything like that. They had a special on the other day. I thought it was really good on Saturday. And you just keep watching. It's a wonderful thing. Now, what we got to do now, ladies, now that we have pushed the women's basketball, it's time to go to professional football. Then give those girls some money. Give those girls that hype, that energy. Go on and start looking at the games and everything. Yeah. And let that come up too, because it's that time. You know, Mr. E, sometimes there's a season for things. You can't nobody in the world stop it. We saw with Tiger Woods, we saw with Venus Williams and them. There's a time and a season where things just pop to the next level.
That's right.
They just pop.
That's right. You know, Ms. Hinton, when we brought to our listening this early part of this year or last year about women football.
Yes, we did.
We brought it to the sponsors of women football. We brought them here, had them here for you. So, you know, and so that you will be able, it wouldn't be shocking to you to see the women scores, women playing football.
Yes.
You know, there's two types of leagues out there, the AFL, and then there's the Continental League that's out there for football. And then there's the NBC and the AFC, NFL, and the AFL, and the Continental Football League. Now, there's another league that's out there that's going with the Women League. You know, the Women League is out there, and they're going to have some TV programs that they're going to have some, you know, you're going to be able to catch the Women Football Club, Women Football Club all around the city.
Absolutely.
You know, they have teams by the name of, what is some of them teams' name? The league, they got some of the football names is there female football? Yes, there is in the United States Football League. They're called the Women Football League. It's called the United States Women Football League.
Yes.
You know, with teams, a full contact women American football minor league that opens with exhibition played in 2010 and subsequently played its first regular season in 2011. The league was known as the Women's Spring Football League from 2009 to 2015. The Women's League played 11 players in 11 and 8 player divisions in 2011-2013.
Absolutely.
So you might well get ready. They're coming out here.
Get ready. But look, we thank you all for joining us. I am so glad we are back. Facebook, we are on. Woo! We are back. And if you all were looking on Friday, we couldn't get on like we usually do. We had to rig stuff. And so we rigged it, and you can actually see it if you all want to see Friday's show. If you missed it because we weren't on, we have posted it on our pages. Mr. E has it on his page.
That's right.
Yolanda Hinton's page. You can still see it on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and all the other places. But Facebook Live had lost it, but you can see it now on there, and we are back live where you can see us on all our channels and all our platforms. Make sure you like and share and comment. Tell folk about FYI Radio Show. We definitely need your support. We need the numbers. So please, please, please assist us in just meeting our goals. Also, don't forget, Mr. E played a part of it. The new single, Make It All Right. Wherever music is sold, go on and get it.
That's right.
Go on and
That's
support
right.
it. I want to say thank you all so much for your support. Those that are buying it, those that are playing it throughout radio. The radio reviews are awesome. I'm just thankful so much that people are embracing the wonderful, wonderful message.
And we have it in rotation right here on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, Peace 95.3, and WMVA 88.9 FM.
It's called Make It All Right,
yeah,
by Yolanda Hinton. Also, look, we got some upcoming shows. We're going to announce if we'll be on this evening, but we have definitely going to go ahead and see if our guest that we're supposed to come on a couple of weeks, if she's ready or not.
Psychologist Linda Smith will be our special guest on Wednesday.
All right, now.
My God, I mean, she's a psychologist for men.
Absolutely.
For men. And the reason why she's a lady, but she's working in a psych ward. And she said to me as we chatted, there are so many men that are in psych wards that are having, breakdowns. But some are, she said 88%, she gave me some stats, that 89% of the men that are really burnt out are veterans.
Oh my God. Well, I tell you what, join us on Wednesday. What's under the hat issues concerning men. So we'll be coming with that. On Friday, we're going to have our women's segment, and we're going to have something good, a great topic for you all. Don't forget to check us out. Don't forget to look out today to see if we'll be on this evening at 6:00 p.m. And don't forget to go to bulwarkacademy.com, where you see the anti-bullying information. You see the books by Yolanda Hinton, The Diary of a Former Bully, and Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose. The game app is there, Bulvic, BULVIC. You can get it on Google Play, or you can get it at the Apple Store, apple.com. It's Bulvic, BULVIC. Great game. And thank you all for supporting me. And also Audible. Don't forget that those books are Audible. Those books are download books. You can get it hard copy. Just go to the site, bulwarkacademy.com, BULVIC, and you can get those products. Okay, now listen. We are fixing our calendars for the season of spring and summer. We need you all on.
That's right.
And so be a special guest, internal sponsor. Mr. E going to tell you exactly how to do that.
If you'd like to be a special guest, an intern, or a sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the world, all you have to do is inbox us. That's right. All you have to do is inbox us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Or you can inbox us on our Facebook page, Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. Or if you'd like to be our audience, just email us. Give us your email, and we'll email you back and let you know what times that we have set aside for you to be in our audience, where all you got to do is sit there, applaud, and you don't even have to comment, but just sit there and applaud at the segment.
Absolutely. So look, thank you all so much for joining us. Sports Talk is fire, and we're glad that you've joined us on today. Make sure to look out on Facebook or all the social media platforms to find out if we will be there at 6:00 p.m. on Monday. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
2 up, 2 down, VA.